What's good, YouTube? It's jazzlovesmma here, and I'm going to be talking about UFC Fight Night Sacramento. Anthony Hernandez versus Gregory Rodriguez, or Fluffy versus Robocop, however you want to talk about it, however you want to name it. Starting with the first for the card, Chanel Dyer versus Elise Reed. Not much to say here. Both are strikers. Elise Reed recently in her last fight, I think she got in, I believe, 2024 maybe was her last fight. I don't think she fought in 2025. It was against Denise Gomez, who's fighting in the co-main of next week. She got TKO'd, I think, in the second round. She kind of got beat up badly. She kind of just fights like an old woman out there. Chanel Dyer coming off the Ravina Oliveira win. I think she TKO'd her in the second. Looked phenomenal. Cara Fora, I forgot what her name is exactly. Looked good in that fight. In her contender series fight, they had a scrap. I think she's going to win this easy by round 1 or 2 KO. Not much to say. She's dynamic. She has power. She is very skilled. I think she's just going to get better fight to fight. She's a great prospect. Elise Reed is just an old woman, and it's going to just be sad to watch her get TKO'd. It's sad to watch her lose to Denise Gomez, and it's going to be sad to watch this. Moving on to Wes Schultz versus Jackson McVeigh, the mirror matchup. Both have luscious hair. You know, me too. Or I did at some point. Wes Schultz coming off the Ben Johnston win, where he out-grappled Ben Johnston. Actually, no, he got out-grappled. He got hurt on the feet, and then he kept going for Gillian, and then he got it in the third round. Before that, got beat up by Pinas and Gautier. No, not Gautier. He didn't fight Gautier. He fought Damian Pinas, and then he fought Abdul Malik on the Contender Series a while back. Jackson McVeigh coming off the Cedric Dumas win, where he dropped him and then got the sub. Before that, he lost to Zachary Reese, where he was kind of beating the shit out of Zachary Reese, and then he kind of faded, and it was a clash. And then before that, he got subbed by Bruno Ferreira, where he took him in short notice, obviously. So did Zachary Reese when they fought. But originally, I wanted to pick Wes Schultz. I was going to pick him by sub. I was like, he's just a better grappler. He's coming off the sub win. He's decent. But then I realized he does just wilt under pressure. And Jackson McVeigh can pour on pressure. He is dangerous. He is physical in the first round. And I think I could just see Wes Schultz wilting to that in the first. I don't see him really getting his grappling off. He's not as physical or as powerful as Bruno Ferreira. Maybe as skilled, but I just don't think he's as good. Zachary Reese, he got the grappling off, but Zachary Reese has danger in the hands. He has power to make you worry. And Jackson McVeigh has nasty knees to the body and stuff. I can just see that landing perfectly well for McVeigh here. I'm going to pick him by TK on the first. I was originally going to pick Wes Schultz because this is a rematch. Schultz got the sub in their original fight, but I don't see that happening here. Give me Jackson McVeigh TKO. Moving on. I'm going to make this quick predictions because I'm super late in the week, even super late today. So yeah, let's get it. Gage Young versus Stan Dorsonville. I don't know who that is. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know who he is. Taking this on short notice. It was supposed to be Cody Steele. Gage Young coming in. He has a cut over his eye, so that is worrying. From what I know, Dan Dorsonville is a decent grappler. He has some pretty good ground and pound. So Gage Young, good striker, has some pretty crispy boxing. His low kicks are pretty nice. His high kicks are okay. He has some pretty nasty 1-2s coming up to Thiago Moises win, where he nearly finished him, dropped him a whole bunch, rocked him. He got his back taken in, I think, the first or the second round and got really controlled there. But Moises is a really tricky grappler. He has some pretty good jiu-jitsu. Gage Young danced on him in the third after dropping him a whole bunch with power in his hands. And I'm just going to pick Gage Young decision. I don't like short notice. I don't like picking short notice fighters. Gage Young is tested. He's fought some really difficult competition. Evan Elder's a decent unranked dude. He's just super inactive due to injury. He had Sal killed in a hell of a fight when they fought in the Contender Series as well. Gave him tough matchup. He gave Mahichet, a tall, lanky dude, gave him some issues as well. had a scrap with him. I feel like he's a dude who he makes it he'll make it competitive with everyone, no matter the. I think he's gonna be like a Gene Matsumoto, and I think he's just gonna take this to a 29-28, where maybe in round 2 he gets taken down, or maybe the first, and then he builds as the fight goes on. That's kind of how I envision this fight going. So give me Gage Young 29-28. Moving on to Marcio Barboza versus Ryan Coos. I think this is. I think this is like a short notice made matchup. This isn't like someone fitting in short notice. I think it's just like a shittily built together fight. I'm going to pick Marcio Barboza by KO. He's coming after the Dennis Bazooka win. He's nasty. He has crazy power. He has a nasty win on the Contender Series last year as well. Just give me him to KO Ryan Coos in the round. Not really much to say here. Moving on to Chris Padilla versus Nasrat Haqparast. Chris Padilla coming off the draw with Marco Medeiros, and I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about that fight. People are like, why did it get overturned? No, Bruce Buffer is just a fucking idiot. As respectfully as I can say that, he's kind of an idiot, and I think he misread the scorecards. Same situation for the Tybura and Tyrell Fortune one, where people are like, why is this fight getting overturned? It's not getting overturned live. I think Bruce Buffer's just getting old and he's misreading these scorecards sometimes. So I think the judges just had it wrong. Judges are dumb, had bad scorecards. And yeah. Chris Padilla coming off the Marco Medeiros, very competitive fight. But I do think he just clearly won. He even had a 10-8 in the third. He's very skilled. He has some dangerous elbows. Step in. His Muay Thai is pretty nasty. He's some pretty crafty grappling. What else? Some good low kicks, some good high kicks. He can rip to the body very well. He's just overall pretty good. He's defensively, he's open to straight shots, and even he's open up to elbows as well. He has pretty bad scar tissue early on as well. Got cut up by Jai Herbert. Marcos Medeiros was able to cut him up over the eye. I don't know which one. I think it's maybe his right eye that gets really busted up easily now. And yeah, he's also the king of being underdogs. I think he's been an underdog in every fight. And then against Marco Medeiros, when he was a pretty big underdog, a pretty decently sized favorite, he gets to draw. Nasrat Haqparast coming off the KO loss to Salcode. He's a decent southpaw boxer. Has can mix it in with grappling. He has a pretty good nice 1-2s. He beat Esteban Ribovic by which what I thought was a robbery, but it was very competitive. Esteban let it be a little too close. Haqparast took advantage of the Esteban just not moving his head. Did I just say Esteban took advantage? I mean, Nasrat took advantage of Esteban not really moving his head and like looking to parry shots with his hands. Like Esteban likes to fight like this, and then he likes to parry shots and then come in with hooks. So Haqparast took advantage of that with 1-2s and just keep lighting him up. I don't think that's gonna happen here. I can see him. I think it's gonna be a decision because Padilla doesn't really hit the hardest, and he's not the most dangerous finisher. I don't think he's just gonna whip up a head kick like Sauer killed. He's not. I don't think he's that skilled, but I could see him beating Nasrat by decision. Nasrat is there to be hit. He's pretty open, but he has crazy pressure, and I think he's a little bit more. I think maybe you could say Esteban maybe is a better prospect, but I think Padilla's a little bit more. I think just Padilla's more skilled. You know, he's defensively a little unsafe because of he likes to march down. He keeps the Muay Thai high guard. He just marches forward, and he doesn't really move his head. Sometimes he's a pretty good guard. He has corner. He's always on him with the defense. So I think he'll be good here. Rongju was having issues catching Padilla every time he would come in. He would throw the elbow. It's a little bit different because Haqparast is a southpaw, but maybe Padilla can catch him over the top with a few elbows. And yeah, but I'm gonna pick Padilla just to outdamage Haqparast to 29-28. I think Haqparast will maybe have a good round 1. Then Chris Padilla will win 2 and 3. Moving on to Kennedy Nizuchuku versus Shamil Gaziev. Kennedy coming off the Buchecha draw. 2 guys coming off draws here. Wow, crazy stuff. Well, he just looked like shit. It looked like he could have finished Buchecha any second, but he went for back of the head stuff, and I think that's what got him the 10-8. Got like a 10-8 round or like a draw round or something. I don't remember the fight. Shamil Gaziev coming off a 2-fight losing streak, lost to Waldo, who was coming in short notice. Kid chinned him in a round. Then Brando Pericic chinned him in the second made him take loads of damage in a fucking scrap. I am good. I'm gonna pick Shamil Gaziev here. I don't think Kennedy has shown anything to make me think that he's just gonna be able to volume up and chin Gaziev. Took him 2 rounds to chin Chris Barnett. Then what? I think that was his heavyweight debut. And then he got subbed by Walter Walker, who shot the shittiest takedown of all time. Still got him down for a second, but obviously he went for the heel hook, so it's different. I don't want to. I hate that I have to make a prediction for his fight, but I'm gonna have to go with Shamil Gaziev. I just think he's still okay. Like, he took damage pretty well against Brando Perechik, and I think if there's someone for Gaziev to be able to smudge and like control, or maybe even get a takedown on, I think it'll be Kennedy. Gaziev has an awful gas tank. I hate picking Shamil Gaziev, but I do just think that he wins this because Kennedy hasn't looked good. I just don't think he's looked good at all. And yeah. But there's a chance Kennedy does what Brando Perechik does. Bam, 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 stings him. Kennedy is long. He is tall. He does have pop in his hand as well. So moving on to Jamal Emmers versus Larian Douglas. Emmers coming off the higher mill win, I think. Took him to the decision. Out-grappled him badly. Made him gas. Larry Douglas coming off the Julian Erosa win, where he just chinned him in a round. I'm going to go Larry Douglas here by KO. Emmers was getting stung on the feet by Hyder Mill. He got TKO by Nate Landwehr. It's not a good look. Obviously, he was about to finish Nate, but yeah. Nate, at that point, was just still able to take damage decently well, and then, was able to get a TKO. He looked good against Hyder Mill, but Hyder Mill on short notice was able to come in, and I remember him stinging Emmers on the feet, then he would get taken down. And I think if you're getting popped in the face by Larry and Douglas, you're not just going to be able to result to the takedown. You're going to get stung up. Jamal Emmers is tall, he is lanky, he could cause some issues, but so was Julian Erosa. Obviously, Julian Erosa fights like he's in underwater, but I think Larry Douglas has this. I think he's just going to get another highlight KO. And yeah. Give me Larry Douglas round 1 KO. I just don't see Emmers surviving to the second. Moving on to the main card opener. What a shit main card opener. Anthony Wint versus Terrence Chapman. This is just a layup for Anthony Wint. Literally nothing to say here. I think Terrence Chapman, there's a dude that Anthony Wint took the decision, and I think Chapman TKO'd him in the second round or something like that. So, whoa, maybe there's some secret skill from Chapman. I think he trains with Joshua Van and Alden Correa and Mike Waswin, all those guys. So maybe he comes out here and looks good. But Anthony Witt is a fast, explosive, dangerous heavyweight. He's a decent heavyweight prospect. He just came off the Contender Series. I talked about that in a video. You can go check it out here. And he looked nasty. Just immediately crushed that can they gave him on the Contender Series. And that's probably what he's going to do here. Give me Anthony Witt round. Okay. Carly Judiz versus Jaceless Chavez. Carly Judiz coming off, I think, a 2-fight win streak. I can't remember who, but she's coming off the Juliana Miller win, where she took her to decision. That's aging pretty well, man. Carly Judiz enjoyers, we are up right now. Jaceless Chavez is coming off her UFC debut, where she's beat what's his name? What's her name? Duben? I'm trying to remember her first name, but I know her last name is Duben. The lady who was also coming off the Contender Series. But yeah, I think Carly Judiz is going to take this by decision. She's a fast, powerful striker. Her only 2 losses, I think, are due to split decisions. And her debut was against a big physical woman. I think it's the lady that subbed Wan Kong. Hey, I'm going to check really quick, but I'm going to check Jaceless Chavez first to just figure out who she beat. Eunice Duban. Yeah, that's who she beat. Then Carly Judiz, who did she lose to in her debut? It was someone who's just more physical than her. Gabriela Fernandez. Is this the lady that I think it is? That she dropped and subbed one Kong Wang. Yeah. She's pretty decent, And I thought Carly Judiz kind of got robbed in that. I think she was landing a lot of decently good shots, but Where is she? Where the fuck did she go? I just had her name right here. Oh, she also head kicked Dubin. No wonder. I knew I was forgetting another win. She also TKO'd Nicole Cagliari. Dude, that win also aged well because I think Cagliari went on to beat Shannon Bonin. Shannon Bonin. Yeah, she is. Dude, she was able to chin Eunice Bennett. Eunice Dubin with a head kick in the first. Chavez took her to a decision. And honestly, didn't look that good. I think got out grappled in moments. She sub hunted for no reason. That fell off the back. That's right. She was getting stung by some big shots herself. I think she could have had a cleaner performance against Dubin and maybe even found a finish. And I think that Chavez doesn't really have the physicality to really mess with Carly Judice. Maybe she could try to out grapple her here, but I don't think she will. Carly Judice really reminds me of like a Sean O'Malley with the way she fights. I'm not saying she's as skilled as Sean O'Malley, but I do think she's that good. She took Miller to a decision. That's not the best look. She kind of got out grappled in that fight. But Miller's quite big. She's quite physical. And I think she, as a grappler, maybe she's better than Chavez. Um, on the feet, I could see Chavez was getting stung up by Dubin. I could see Carly Judy's going out there and stinging Chavez as well. I don't think she'll get a KO. I think Chavez, her chin will hold up, but I don't see her having the physicality advantage like Gabriela Hernandez did. And then like getting the judges to be like, oh well, she had like the bigger moments and she had the more she got takedown and stuff. I don't think she'll be able to do that. I think Carly Judice will be able to go about this and get herself a good competitive decision, probably like a 29-28, where she maybe gets out grappled for a round. Moving on to Markel Medeiros versus Mason Jones. Well, Markel Medeiros, obviously, just talked about him, had a fight with Chris Padilla where he shocked me. He looked really good. He is one of the most underrated lightweights. You know, I normally say that Chris Padilla is one of the most underrated flyweight prospects, but it maybe is Marco Medeiros because he's just not really talked about at all. At least Chris Padilla has his fan base. But Marco Medeiros isn't talked about because his two performances, like his two wins, haven't been impressive. Like Hubbard, he took to a somewhat competitive decision where he kind of got held against the fence and taken down in moments, and then he beat some random dude. I think a dude coming in on short notice from Contender Series. I'm gonna go double check that right now. It was Mark Chwinsky, who he chewed up the leg of and then couldn't find the KO on. And it was like, dude, you should have just finished this guy. No, he wasn't coming off the Contender Series. No, he wasn't. He was coming off just the regionals. Yeah, he just didn't look like he beat him and he beat him pretty convincingly, but just wasn't the most impressive. Then he looked really phenomenal against Chris Padilla. You know, he used the elbows against Padilla as well. Whenever he would step in, his low kicks are really nice. He has probably like that's how being Chowinski with the low kicks and stuff. That'll probably be there against here with Mason Jones. But he can't be held against the fence. He can't be out grappled. Padilla was gonna take him down in the third round. He blatantly fucking grabbed the cage. That's how he got a point deducted. And that's why the round was a 10-8 round, and that's why the fight ended up being a draw. Chris Padilla clearly won the first two rounds. I talked about this in my recap video a while ago. But Mason Jones is coming off a good win streak. He beat Jeremy Stevens, I should say. And he's coming off the Axel Sola win where he looked really good. Got spinning back of his in the first round, I think, and then he got dropped and then he recovered. And I don't think Marco Medeiros really has this power to drop Mason Jones and really make Mason Jones worry. I think the elbows will be there because of how Mason Jones fights kind of stiff, doesn't really move his head. I think those are going to be there for him. But he doesn't really have the pop, I think, to like drop Mason Jones a lot, like an Axel Sola, Belagioki, or Jeremy Stevens, you know, he was hitting, you know, like stinging Mason Jones, but then Mason Jones went out there to start grappling. And that's the thing. I saw someone say that Mason Jones is just a brawler. He has low fight IQ. He brawls. He's by nature, he's a brawler. But he's smart, and like when the brawl isn't going his way, like against Jeremy Stevens, where he was like, I'm getting hurt too many times. I'm getting stung. I'm just going to choose and grapple. He did that. He was getting hurt a lot by Belagioki, someone who has fast hands. He was like, let me grapple with this dude. Oki's a dumbass, and he also kept engaging grappling. And boom, he got him down. Got the finish. That was impressive. He was getting takedowns against Axel Sola. He looked impressive. He was getting up. He was outstriking Sola. He kind of dominated him on the feet. Looked like he could have broken him. And I think something similar is going to go here. I think he's going to be able to slow down Marco Medeiros, put on pressure. That's what Chris Padilla is going to do. But I think he'll be able to do a little bit better. I think Padilla is a little bit more skilled. But I think when it comes to like who can bring the brawl more, I think it's going to be Mason Jones. Like Padilla has like educated like pressure, while Mason Jones has that brawling pressure that's going to wear on Marco Medeiros. And I can see that happening here. Marco Lopez is very good. He could win. He could win a decision by cutting up Mason Jones a lot. Mason Jones does wear damage, but I think Mason Jones is just going to be a little too tough. I could see a late rounds finish. I said that with Chris Padilla as well. I think I eventually picked him by late rounds finish, like sub or KO, but I think this one I'm a little bit more confident just decision. But I could see a late rounds KO as well for Mason Jones. He can pour it on. I don't know how Axel Solo didn't fall to those body shots and all the knees and all the shots that he was eating. I don't know. He's very tough. And I don't know how much Medeiros' toughness has been tested. I feel like I see him got rocked by Padilla, but again, that's Chris Padilla as well. So I don't know why Padilla is so low on the card and then Marco Medeiros this high. I get he's facing Mason Jones, but I feel like they should be like right next to each other. But I'm gonna pick Mason Jones decision late round scale or late round scale. Reiner the Ritter versus Roman the Lizzie. Yeah, this is the feature fight? Yeah, feature fight. The Ritter coming off a 2-fight losing streak. Brendan Allen stoppage against in the corner. Then he lost to Kyle Barajo. Where I don't know, people kept calling that a robbery. I thought it was kind of a clear win for a clear like 29-28 for Barajo. Roman DeLizzi, I think, off of like a 3-fight losing streak or 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Chris Duncan, and then before that he lost to Fluffy Hernandez. He might have had one more loss in there. No, just 2 fights. Yeah, Hernandez where he got mauled pretty much, and then COD where COD had a really competitive decision with him, and yeah. I'm gonna pick Rainer the Ritter here. I don't think the grappling of DeLizzi is gonna be able to get off as well. I think Rainer the Ritter's knees are gonna be an issue for DeLizzi. I think Rainer the Ritter's gonna win a decision. I don't really see him finishing DeLizzi. DeLizzi's really tough, and this isn't 5 rounds where I think Rainer's gonna be able to wear on him and do what Fluffy did. I think it'll be like a moment, maybe in the third, where he nearly does, but I think it'll be a good 3-round decision where DeLizzi's just kind of getting beat up on. Maybe it's a good round for himself, but I think the size of the Ritter is going to be an issue. And I think the bulk 205 is going to benefit the Ritter more than it will DeLizzi. I think I saw a picture of or the video of Rainer Media Day. He looked big, and I think he's going to be able to fill himself out more now. The weight cut isn't going to be as much of an issue. We'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow is the weigh-ins, so maybe my opinion changes on how they're looking. But Rainer the Ritter did have crazy weight cuts. He is really big, so I think he's going to take this by like decision, competitive. Lizzie just shit. He's just shit, and at least Rainer the Ritter, what he does is like very effective. So I can trust in that. Like, he looks goofy, but he's effective. He has power in the hands. His knees are nasty. And he does have good jiu-jitsu as well. So, moving on to Sergey Spivak versus Vitor Petrino. Vitor Petrino, I think, 3-0 in heavyweight right now. Thomas Peterson, he knocked down the third. Austin Lane, he subbed in the first. And then he took, what's his name? Steven Asplund to decision. And if I'm going to be honest, they didn't look that impressive against Steven Asplund. He looked good. He dropped Steven Asplund. He got dropped himself, though. And the visuals of it, he didn't look that good. Like the way he was running away, he kind of slows down. Even against Thomas Pearson, kind of just a low output fight. And then he does get the KO, but it's Thomas Pearson. You know? Sergey Spivak, I think, coming off a win earlier this year, he beat Ante Delija. And I thought, I was really 50-50 on that. I was like, man, I think Delicia's going to speed maul him. I think he's going to be a little too fast. And Spivak has really underrated boxing. That's why when he was supposed to fight Shima Gaziev at UFC Qatar, I was like, dude, I'm going to pick Sergey Spivak. Dude, see him, his typology profile is crazy. He actually got hair. He looks like a normal person when he was like, he's 31. He's pretty young. And you could arguably say the fight before, he's been pretty inactive. He only fought, I think, once in 2025. And he fought 2 times. Dude, he had a hell of a scrap with Jilton Almeida. He got chinned, but he had a hell of a scrap with defending the grappling. And when Almeida has power in the hands, and when he does swing, he swings hard as fuck. Waldo took him to an arguable robbery. I thought Spivak won that. I don't know how it was unanimous. I thought at least you could have given one scorecard to Sergey. And yeah, not even Sergey's even a win-win lose. He had the armbar over March, and he has really good grappling. And I don't think Petrino's gonna be able to get it off here. And when it comes to striking, I think I can trust Spivak pressing forward, looking for the 1-2, having the better boxing, having the better volume as well. He is hittable. He will fold, like Gon made him fold. That wasn't the best look. But like Petrino isn't that good, and he doesn't have the output that Gon does. And he doesn't really have the speed that Gon does. So I'm gonna have to pick Spivak by like decision, maybe even late rounds finish. I could see that happening. I could see a late round finish. I think he may have fumbled to finish against the Legion in the third round. Maybe it was the Legion that did it. But the Legion is like fast hands. He has fast, crispy boxing, and Petrino doesn't really do that. So I'm gonna pick Sergey's by decision. I'm gonna trust in the underdog here. Maybe I look stupid. Maybe Petrino just goes out there and fucking flatlanes Spivak and looks better than ever. But I rate Spivak more than all the guys Petrino's beat. And if Petrino's looking at that shit against Thomas Pearson and what's his name? Asplund, then Sergey Spivak can easily have a good performance. Not good. Petrino also got fucking gillied by Anthony Smith. If he shoots a takedown, Spivak makes up him. So yeah. Moving on to the main event. Anthony Hernandez versus Gregory Rodriguez. Fluffy coming off the Strickland loss where he got finished to the body in the third round, I believe. Knee off the clinch. Hurt him. Strickland teed off. Gregory Rodriguez, I believe, on a 2-fight win streak. He beat Jack Hermanson. Then he beat Bruno Ferreira. I'm going to double check on that right now. Before that, he had lost to Cannonier. No, he had another win between there. That's right. He'd be copied off by decision. So even though he's had 2 first-round finishes, he had a decision between there. Anthony Hernandez, Fluffy, he has a mauling pressure. Goes out there, has a relentless pace, shoots. Has great knees when people are like getting up, even on the ground. He has great knees to the body. I love the way he has ground and pound. He has nasty subs as well. You can take the back, get the neck. He wears on people. He makes people slow down. But the body is such a glaring weakness that Gregory Rodriguez, big, powerful dude. Hello, my fellow Americans. We have Obama here, who's literally sending bombs to people. He does target the body fairly well, and I think if he's going into this fight, he knows that body is freeze. If they engage in the clinch in the first round and Anthony Hernandez doesn't get a takedown, you bet your ass I think Gregory Rodriguez is just fucking firing a knee up the middle, catching the body and making Fluffy go down. And I think the way Strickland was landing 1-2s on Fluffy, Gregory Rodriguez fucking hits way hard. If he's landing those, obviously I think the boxing of Strickland is way better. But if Gregory Rodriguez is out there and he lands a 1-2, it's not the same as a Strickland stinging 1-2. Gregory has fucking actual real power in his hands. And I think he's going to get a first round finish. I think he's going to get the body. And I think it's just going to be, I think he's going to probably try to engage in the clinch. He's going to march Fluffy forward, look for the 1-2s, and then maybe fires up a knee up the middle. Maybe he gets caught. Maybe he doesn't land fully and Fluffy catches it and just mauls him on the ground. That makes him slow down. Gregory can slow down. He fumbled a couple finishes over Cannonier and then slowed down. He started getting dropped, but Fluffy doesn't have good striking. At least like Cannonier's, like his striking is decent. He is hittable. He is there to be, Cannonier's there to be hit. He is there to be, dropped and stuff and hurt. But Cannonier's tricky. His striking's good. He can wear damage. He can slow people down. He had a brawl with Gregory, and I don't think Anthony will. I don't think Fluffy's gonna have a brawl with him. And I just immediately envisioned Gregory just fucking ripping a body shot and putting Fluffy down. Like that's just too much of a glaring weakness for me not to just pick Robocop. Kevin Holland beat you. I think Gregory can find a knee up the middle as well and get you out of there. although I see people talking about like how he targets the body. From the clips I've seen, it was mainly him fighting Kopylov, and that's different because the body's more open for your rear side, like the body kicks and even like stepping knees. It feels like it's a little bit more open when you're open stance, but I digress. Um, I just think Gregory Rodriguez got this. I can be proven wrong easily. I could, maybe he doesn't look for the body in the first round. He's stinging. Anthony Hernandez fumbles the finish and it starts getting taken down. Maybe he goes out there and looks like fucking Mikael Pereira, right? There's a good chance. Mikael Pereira landed a body kick. He fucking instant gas. I don't think Gregory Rodriguez is instant gassing like that. So, Fluffy's good. He could easily go out there just maul Gregory Rodriguez, but I think Gregory's so physical, he's so strong, he's so big, and I think he's probably the hardest hitter that Fluffy has fought in a while, probably ever in his career, honestly. So, gotta go with Gregory. Don't gotta, but I'm going to be going with Robocop first or maybe even second round TKO. That is going to be the pick. I think it's going to be a body shot, and then he's going to fucking crumble him. And yeah. Let me know in the comments below who are you guys picking for this main event. Who are you guys picking for the rest of the card? I think it's a really good card. I saw some people complaining about it. Dude, these two dudes are looking at me like I'm telling them their fucking game plans, bro. They both look at me like they don't want to be the main event of this card. But this is honestly a really good fight night card. Dude, this has more ranked fights than UFC 330. Don't piss me off. Why did my whole laptop just lag? It has more ranked bouts than fucking UFC 330. Or does it? These are two technically ranked middleweights, so I don't care. I'm counting it. No, it doesn't have more, but if you count their middle rank rankings, then yeah. But this honestly might just be a better card than UFC 330. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Are you guys going to be enjoying this card? Who are you guys picking the main event? Am I going to be wrong? Let me know. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, jazzlovesmma, even though I know all you guys are coming from there. And I'll catch you guys on Saturday doing my recap video. I don't got any more videos planned. Again, sorry for the delay on this video for so long. I just had a whole bunch of other video ideas. Monday I had to redo a video. Tuesday I had to do my recap video for Dana White Contenders. And then yesterday I had to make a video about John Silva and Yair Rodriguez. So, yeah. Catch you guys on Saturday. Peace.